Jimbo's Garage.
Okay, so these boards are attached by just 2 screws on each side right here, and that's really all that holds it onto this little metal post right here. So let's take this bottom off and see how things go. Oh man! All right, this looks like these stars look like they're stars. They're not Phillips head. Huh. All right, let me regroup. Okay, so I feel I've gotten a little lucky here. These are the actual screws that that are holding the wood together to the panel. I happen to have about 20 extra of these things. At one time, I was going to change this out a couple of years ago and never did, and I bought some screws. So luckily, I've got some screws here. But here they are, brand new, and I was rummaging through some of my old stuff, and I found this box of Hilti, little Hilti adapters here. You've got some stars, all different types of stars. You've got square heads, you've got some Phillips heads, you've got some hex heads. Really high quality with magnets on the inside. Now, this is from Hilti. Back in the day when I was doing a lot of Hilti work, I picked this up at their store. Pretty cool little thing. I've never used it. Actually, I forgot I even had it, and this is probably going to work out perfect for what we need. So basically what it looks like is I've got the screw here, so I'm going to just basically find the right star, and that fits absolutely perfect in there. I don't know what number this is. I can't even read it. I don't even have my glasses, the right glasses on. I don't know. It looks like a T30. Does that sound about right? I'm not familiar with all this. But anyways, they have this cool little adapter right here. So I'm going to take my fine drill, remove this one, put this one in, and then I'm going to take this star head, slide it in, and we should be in business. So let's go do it. Okay, so I got my gate down right here, and I'm trying to think of the best way to make it comfortable for me, so I can get around this thing and work comfortably on this. And ideally, it'd be nice to have this thing nice and flat, so I can work from a flat surface. So I do have this material little holder that I have right here, and I've got it adjusted, so it just fits right underneath here and keeps my work area nice and flat, which is good for me because I don't like bending down because I got a big belly. So I like working from a nice level area like this. So I've taken into careful consideration of where the existing boards are. I've got about 3/8 of an inch clearance from the edge of the board to here, and that appears to be exactly what I need. When this one comes up, they meet pretty good. And then the board needs to sit flush to the bottom of these metal posts right here. So I think I got it. So let's get started. Hopefully I'll be able to use a lot of these existing screws. That would be cool. Works a lot better than a Phillips. Aha! Got my new board right here. What the hell is this? All right, we're going to put that right on here. I want to get flush the bottom. I'm actually going to take these clamps, I think, and I want to clamp down. I like it right there. Ooh, and I like it right there. I don't know. Let's give it a try and see if the thing actually. Well, I like it. That's pretty cool right there. Now, this post up, and that is perfectly flush with that. All right, I think we got it. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a pilot hole in here. I'm going to do this one right here first, I believe. So I drilled the pilot hole right here, and this is the first one that I actually did, and I realized right away that I wanted to get a countersink bit for this to be sure that the screw heads got below the surface. This is really hard wood, and that worked out pretty good. And now if I could just keep the drill in the drill motor, that would have been better. Now this is ash wood, pretty hard. Pretty durable. I think the plan, and I didn't really have no rhyme or reason, any kind of hardwood. I just went down to the hardwood supply store and was just picking something that had some pretty decent grain with not a lot of knots in it, and something that I thought would last with a good coat of tung oil. Anything's better than what I think this is redwood, believe it or not, and it had no finish on it. And hey, this thing's 9 years old, pretty soft wood. I think this will be pretty good. Nice. Okay. Get this one. Well, there's the first one. What happened? Oh. Scared me. No, please. Come on. There we go. Nice. All right. Well, let's take the top one off now, and then we'll slide the second one in and go from there. See, this is exactly what I thought was going to happen. What in the hell? All right, let's get our next board. Okay, so you may have saw that I had a little bit of trouble with that last screw on that last panel. I had all kinds of trouble with that panel. That was the first one I did, but once I got all 3 boards on that other panel, I saw the problem, I fixed it, and everything went well. And then moving forward right here, I kind of got the system down a little bit. I figured out how everything is supposed to work, and everything seems to be coming together just fine, with no issues with anything. Once I got the method I was going with, everything worked out really smooth, and I'm excited about the way it turned out here. Everything, you can see, just lines up nice and works really good. Turned out really nice. Okay, so I'm liking the way things are turning out so far. We got all the new boards on, and there's a few more things we need to do, and that is actually get the hardware mounted on here. That's going to be able to latch these things together. And then I've got some new rubber caps for the tops of all of these metal posts, and then we'll almost be done. But I need to do one more thing to make me happy, is I'm going to make a metal cap that's going to fit on the top of this rail all the way around, that we're not going to have any more problems. When we throw stuff in the back of the truck, it's going to gouge these boards down like it did before. So let's get started by putting the hardware on. We'll go from there. So the hardware went on pretty smoothly here. I just used the existing measurements from the existing panels that were on there, aligned everything up, clamped it down, and was able to make that work. And that came together pretty good. You can see that the nut barely, or the bolt barely had some threads. It is a carriage bolt on the other side, so I had to tighten that nut up to pull the carriage through the wood to create a little bit more bolt space to able to take the nut off, put the washer on, and tighten it all up. And once I did that, everything was fine. You can see that the hardware doesn't quite line up perfectly even across, and there's a reason. You can see how that handle goes across and has to be at the bottom of that latch on the other side, and then when it's turned up, it has to have room to come through. So once I got all the adjustments right and everything, we just drilled it out and repeated that process, putting the nuts and bolts through there, and that worked out pretty good. I got the system down pretty good. There was only 3 of them I had to put on. This is the last one, and I got pretty used to how things are supposed to work right here. And it's just the same process, drilling it through and putting the hardware on and tightening it up. But, I did get tired of using wrenches eventually and went to air tools, and that was much faster and worked out pretty good. Once I got everything done, worked out really nice. This end bracket here on the end, just a little bit different than the one in the center there. It's just a flat plate that fits on the outside, but the same thing applies. You know, just get the adjustment just right, and that latch just goes right through there. And then 3 holes again, and just put the nuts in there and bolts and tighten her down, and it was complete. Turned out pretty good. Okay, so I got the hardware on, and one of the last things I want to do is put these plastic end caps on the top of this 2x3 tubing like this, and they do just push in, which is pretty cool. But because I ran this board past the end of the tubing, which were before the boards were just below flush here, you can see that this thing has a lip all the way around. So what I'm going to need to do, or what I want to do, is I'm just going to cut off this lip on the back side so this thing fits flush to that. So when I pound this down, we won't have any problems. So sand these things down, pound them in. So I took them over to my belt sander and just ground about 1/8 of an inch off of one side of each one of these. They worked out perfectly. Took a dead blow hammer, pounded them in, and I'm really pleased with the results of that. You can see that worked out really good and nice and smooth. That was a good job right there. I was very happy with it. Okay, so we got all our boards on, we got our plastic end caps on, and we got our hardware all together. Almost complete. One last thing I want to do is put a metal cap over the top of this. We got to do that in the shop, so let's get that done and finish this project up. So I grabbed some 1" by 0.95 wall thickness square tubing, and that worked out perfectly. I just cut one side or one end of the square tubing out, and it slipped perfectly over top of the 1x material. That worked out really good. Once I got all that done, put a little clear coat on it. Figured that's all I really needed. I didn't want to paint anything, and then slipped everything into place. Added a few screws, and there it was. Job was complete. All right, well, there it is. The tailgate remodel is complete, and I gotta say it turned out better than I was expected. I'm fighting the daylight here. It's kind of getting dark on me, so I'm glad I got it done when I did. We got a lot more room. We're not gonna have any more problems with the wood carving out here. I got this metal cap on there. This thing is gonna last a lifetime, or at least as long as I have the truck, that's for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe for more videos.
See you next time on Jimbo's Garage.